Longer than I expected, but it's actually I'm gonna have a vent going up through the side there back into the room. It's also a recirculating one, so I can have the option of having it recirculating, but I thought, well, why not? I might as well do it. So I've created this, I feel like I'm making bird box. So this is almost giving me like this desire to make bird boxes. Maybe that'll be my next side hustle. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to quite enjoy the whole carpentry thing, I've got to say. I think, you know, I'm not going to be I don't know, I mean, you never know. I don't think I'm going to be great at doing like little fancy things where everything's perfectly aligned. That's just not me, but I quite enjoy putting up walls and doing things like that. So this is where I've got to so far. I'm going to line this side as well, and then I'm just going to do this one from the outside. I'm not going to bother from the inside. A couple of reasons I did that. For one, I don't like the idea of this empty ugly wall behind there if anyone ever has to change it. Secondly, I felt that having that extra wall there would just protected the wall from the heat, and also it would also stop some of the noise from the actual range hood when it's on. So I thought I might as well put it in and create a little bit more soundproofing. So yeah, that's where I'm up to right now. A bit of a mess in here at the moment. Yeah, this is what it looks like. But quite, yeah, like I said, just quite enjoy making the hole there, and it's kind of made me want to build bird nests. So maybe, like I said, that might be my next little side hustle. Okay, so I've had a bit of a change of plan, because where I originally placed the hole for the the rigid ducting to go through was a little bit high, which would have been okay if I was going to go with basic architraves, but I decided I want to make this feel a little bit more wealthy in terms of the spirit of the house, which being a 1920s house. For the same reason, I went a little bit higher and just made it feel that little bit more special. I want to do something similar up there, because doing anything less, it makes it feel more like 1950s, and I really am aiming for that 1920s kitchen. You know, so that's my favorite decade as well. So yeah, just decided to change things up a bit. So I unscrewed what I did, which wasn't hard, and then I did have to struggle to get it off because I had nailed it in so well. So you know, kudos to me for doing a good job. And I gotta say that this is holding up really well. Like, it didn't budge while I was prying that stuff off, so that's a good sign. So yeah, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Anyway, I have decided to do another one a little bit lower, as I said, and I've just finished making the hole. And again, it's kind of lucky that I did it like this, because I feel like the other hole may not have been exactly perfectly, you know, well fitting, whereas this one here is going to fit the rigid ducting so much easier. So there's not going to be any forcing of it being out of shape, because I did read that it's best to keep as much of this shape as possible and not make too many bends and things like that in it, because all the fats and whatnot get caught up in it. So I think in a way it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, because had I not done that, I would have been stuck with the hole that I had made, which, although it looked like a perfect circle, you know how things are, things never turn out exactly straight. So I'm kind of glad that I did it that way. Anyway, I just wanted to share where I'm up to. A bit of a setback there. I feel like I've lost 2 days, because I was trying to work on my other business website, and it's just been a whole drama trying to add the inventory to it and making it work so that when people click on links, things work. Oh my god, it's been a nightmare, but I think I've finally worked it out. So full steam ahead now, back into the kitchen. I'll be doing a few hours in the morning on the business, and then getting into the kitchen so that I can get this done. I'm really starting to panic now that I'm running out of time, even though there's still a few weeks ahead, but it is heading towards November, and I really would like to have this kitchen done by Christmas. And there's heaps of work in the garden. I've got to finish my mum's garden bed and stuff. So my garden bed is overgrown and I've got a half-finished project at the front. Plus I need to prune like where Hannah gets out with the lift. It's quite overgrown. So I need to get back into it. So yeah, that's where I'm up to. And yeah, hopefully full steam ahead now. Hopefully it'll work out. I guess next is the lining, and then I'm gonna have to get Sparky out, and I'm not going to secure the lining in. There's two ways I can go about it. I can either do it sideways and leave the bottom open for the Sparky to be able to work for all of that, and then put the bottom sheets down once he's put that through, or I just attach the lining upright, because they look to be about exactly the right height of the wall, which would seem almost silly not to use it that way, in which case I'll just use the screw to lightly put it up, get him to come out, take it off on the day for him. He can do what he needs to do, then I'll put the sheets back up, and hopefully we can do it that way. But anyway, we'll see. I haven't yet quite decided which way to go with that one. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm up to. Not much further than before because of that reason, but back into it now.